The black community has an Uncle Ruckus problem.
I've listened to your black talk all day about how much you can't stand black folks.
Ain't two of them in the history of the world that's worth a scrub for it.
Oh, how much you love white folks.
Best thing the good Lord ever did for the planet Earth.
And it's all of these anti-black, self-hating, stereotype-pushing influencers.
I vowed that I would not put my seed in a black woman. I intentionally made biracial children. For one, I didn't want nappy head kids.
That build huge platforms on only talking about the negatives in the black community, regurgitating anti-black narratives while being applauded by racists, which makes them a white supremacist wet dream.
My white friend, how their mom and dad act, they love each other. I never seen a loving black couple.
And these are the exact people that Malcolm X warned us about.
Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to?
But I'm Jew, welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it.
When I came home in 1998, there was a song called That's Just My Baby Daddy. That's just my baby daddy. And the word baby daddy was an ugly term. Word baby mama was an ugly term. I was 21 years old, fresh into the world, and I saw that the baby mama and the baby daddy hate each other, the black one. Right. I never heard a white person say baby mama, baby daddy.
First off, a ratchet-ass song, I Hate My Baby Daddy, did not make him anti-black. He already had those feelings about black people. He's already expressing internalized self-hatred. Because if you love everything about yourself, if you love black people, if you grew up in a healthy black household and you love your mother, you love your sisters, your aunts, your cousins, then you appreciate black women. You appreciate blackness, even though we all have faults. And you see the beauty in everything about being black. You see the beauty in raising black babies. So a song did not make him anti-black. He already had these feelings about black people. But I can also agree with him. I hate the term baby daddy, baby mama. I've never used that term personally. If anything, I would always say the mother of my son or the mother of my daughter. I get it's just a generalized term at this point, but I just don't like it.
I thought baby mama, baby daddy, just two black people who had a kid. They hate each other. They hate each other. They started making songs bashing each other. Ugly just like your daddy. When I listened to the black men talk up, you gotta think, I didn't have kids till I was almost 30. So from 21 to 25, 26, nigga, I'm saying, I'm hearing black women say, man, this my kid, he can't run nothing. I'm seeing niggas who kids was named, was intentionally left off the birth certificate, everything.
You're telling me for 30 years of his life, he's never seen a healthy black relationship. He's never seen a healthy black married couple. He's never seen a healthy co-parenting relationship between black people. And if it is true, it says way more about his specific circumstances than it does the black community in general. I've talked about this before, but out of all groups, black fathers are the most involved in their children's lives, in attending after-school activities, sporting events, getting them bathed that night, eating with them. Contrary to stereotypes and white supremacist narratives, black fathers are really involved in their children's lives. Black dads more involved in activities with their children than other groups. According to the CDC, black fathers were most likely to have been involved in activities with their children compared to white and Hispanic fathers. And even when it comes to a lot of statistics about black parents, a lot of them are skewed because it doesn't take into account different parenting schedules, different custody schedules. Black fathers, 70% who live with their children were most likely to have bathed, dressed, changed, or helped their child with the toilet every day, compared with their white counterparts, 60%, or Hispanic counterparts, 45%. Black fathers, 78%, were also more likely to eat meals with their children every day compared with white fathers, 74%, and Hispanic fathers, 64%. A higher percentage of black fathers, 27%, took their children to and from activities every day compared with white fathers, 20%. Black fathers, 41%, in the home were more likely to help their children with homework every day compared with Hispanic, 29%, or white fathers, 28%. So for one, that whole absentee black father thing is a myth. It may have been true to a certain extent in the 80s and early 90s where there were heavy drug problems in the black communities, but in the last 20 years, it's been heavily corrected. So I can't speak specifically to Charleston White's experience, and when he's saying statements like he does right here about the black community only being baby mamas and baby daddies, and he's never seen white people do that, it's generalizing to the fullest extent, because please believe there are white single-parent households too. There are white men on child support too. There are white people that got divorced that hate each other. There are white men that played no part in their child's lives. So for him to make this a black-only thing is just either 100% cap, he's generalizing based on his own life experience, the things he saw directly where he grew up, or he's just straight up lying and pushing racist narratives.
I vowed that I would not put my seed in a black woman. Even my cousins, my homegirls, my black friends, my aunties, nigga, they hated they baby daddy. And niggas hated they baby mama. Nigga, I already secretly like white girls and Mexicans. Anyway, from school, cause I went to school with them.
So stop making excuses or bullshit justifications and just say you're anti-black. You like white women. You like Latino women. You don't like black women. That's your preference. Don't make it a whole anti-black thing just to say you wanted light-skinned kids. That is a self-hatred you thing. Not us.
I vowed, nigga. I told my mama, I'm gonna have me a baby by some Mexican.
What she said?
Son, you just talk, you know. But I was serious, nigga. Why, nigga? I saw Mexican submissive. When I was a kid, I had a next door neighbor named Brian Alanice. I used to spend the night at his house and watch his mama Mexican and daddy. When I spend the night at my Aunt B and Uncle Curtis, how they fight like a motherfucker. Aunt Nay and Aunt Joe, Uncle Joe, they fight like a motherfucker.
Right.
I watch black people not love each other, nigga. But I spend the night at my Mexican partner house. Everybody like to love each other.
He's talking about he watched black people not love each other while he's sitting here shitting on black people and saying he would never have black kids. If he wanted to, he could break those generational chains and curses by finding a good, wholesome, respectful black woman, getting married to her, having black kids and raising them in love, supporting them and being the best black father, the best black couple, the best black household he could be. But he chose not to do any of that. He chose to be self-hating and anti-black to purposely not have black kids.
My white friend, how their mom and dad act, they love each other. I never seen a loving black couple. And I thought light skin and fair skin was better than black skin. Why? That's what it was when I was growing up in the 80s and the 90s. Nigga, black niggas then become handsome to Tyson Belfort and Tay Diggs them was in the late 90s, 2000s. Yellow niggas been ruling from the 70s to then.
Lionel Richie is a crazy example.
Yellow girls been ruling. Halle Berry, Jasmine Guy. Nigga, all yellow women, homie. They started putting black bitches in these videos to Bunny the Body Slayer, whatever her name is.
Colorism is absolutely a real thing, and it impacted the black community for far too long. But it's really important to understand the origins of colorism in the black community. I learned this really young when I read the Willie Lynch letters. Colorism goes back to the brutality of slavery, and everything about slavery is just despicable. Slave owners would rape slaves. Slaves would have babies. Those babies would come out mixed. And even though the slave master would not claim those babies, they would still give them preferential treatment on the plantation. That's where you get the terms of house Negro and the field Negro. They were given the less intensive duties. They would be in the house cooking or cleaning or assisting the slave masters, whereas the darker skinned people would be in the field. They would be treated worse. So colorism itself in the black community goes back to racist white ideology about how light skin is better. As a result, the spectrum of skin tones among slaves and others were legally black grew wider. Slave owners often granted more privileges to lighter skinned slaves, saw them as smarter and more capable because of their white ancestry, allowed them some form of education or training, and occasionally granted them freedom. Even after slavery ended, similar advantages were given to blacks whose appearances was closer to white, such as first consideration for certain schools and jobs. And there were definitely black people back then that tried to get away from blackness, that tried to look as white as possible for more preferential treatment, which caused resentment from darker people and a separation from lighter people where they looked down on darker people. All of those are facts. It absolutely did happen, and it's sickening.
So let me just finish. So I intentionally made biracial children. For one, I didn't want nappy head kids. I didn't want my baby with no weave, no nappy hair, and putting a white woman hair in their head. So I would have made the hair that they go bald trying to get.
This is self-hatred. I just want you to know, this is 100% self-hating bigotry.
What's your problem? I want my baby to be confident. I wanted my son to have the hair that I was making my hair go bald with. Ain't no hat made me go bald. Nigga, this is years of putting S-curls and pro-lines, nigga. Because that's what we did. Pro-lining made by a black man. Nigga, we been putting S-curls and dukes in our hair trying to get them waves. Niggas just started embracing nappy hair. 70s, 80s, 90s. Niggas wanted wavy hair. All niggas wanted pretty hair. Why you think it wasn't dreads back then? Every nigga, if you talk to him from my area once upon a time, why you think all the girls put perms on their hair? And Big Mama and them put the hot comb. Why the hot comb make it go back fro? We wanted it straight like white people, curly. We wanted curly hair, nigga.
All the stuff that he's saying bothers me because it's without context and it's ignorant. It's not that black women ever wanted to look like white women. Straightening hair initially was a survival tactic for black women in a racist society. Historically, black women began straightening their hair as a survival tactic to avoid systematic violence, navigate workplace discrimination, because they would not give black people jobs with afros. They would not give black women jobs with natural hair and assimilate into white-dominated societies where Eurocentric beauty standards were strictly enforced. Rooted in colonialism and anti-blackness, the practice of straightening Afro-textured hair served specific functions throughout history. In the early 1900s, entrepreneurs like Madam C.J. Walker and Annie Turnbull Malone popularized the hot comb and specialized hair smoothening products. C.J. Walker, I believe she was the first female self-made millionaire. Not even just black, just female self-made millionaire. These tools provided economic opportunities for black women while simultaneously allowing them to adapt to societal prejudices and avoid being deemed unprofessional or unkempt. So it's not that black people or black women of a worship whiteness or European appearances, straightening hair, putting makeup on, was the only way black women could get jobs back then.
Michael Jackson had curly hair. He didn't have it naturally. He had a fro in the beginning, remember? He made it curly like white people. We all follow that path. Why you think the girls get the Brazilian hair that wave up and curly, nigga, like the white woman? The men snap first. We stopped putting the Prolines and Dukes on our hair. Start letting it dread out. But our women, nigga, still got the wavy white woman hair, nigga. So, nigga, that's why we like that wet look like the white woman in the porns when our girl get their hair wet. And it be that curly wet. Nigga, we like that. Why? It don't remind us of a sister. It reminds us of a white woman. Why? The sister hair defies gravity, nigga. She the only creature that defies gravity. Defy gravity. Nothing else in life defies gravity but the black woman's hair.
The level of anti-blackness and self-hate is crazy. Malcolm X warned us about these type of people.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you.
But the fact that a Malcolm X speech from 60 plus years ago could still be so relevant right now is scary. The crazy thing is, I know Charleston White has fans or fan base, so I really wanted to see what these comments were talking about. The self-hate is crazy, it is. Now talk about them insecure white women that get their lips plump, BBLs, and wear extensions, which are hair weaves. They won't because they never do. The hate and the accusations only go one way with these type of people, toward the black community. How to slap someone through the internet, facts. The man is full of self-hate, but I love his honesty. I still think it's better to overcome the self-hate and re-brainwash yourself to fall back in love with what God bless you with. That's not happening for Charleston White or people like him. So your family was hell and you think every family is hell. Don't blame us for what your great-grandmother left you with. Black love is everything, big facts. At the end of the day, it's the reason that people like Charleston White are being pushed in the algorithms the way they are. No matter how much they look like us and act like us, they do not want the best for the black community because they hate themselves. But shout out to my channel members. Thank you so much for supporting. And thanks for watching. Y'all let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Also, make sure you check out the next video and don't forget to follow me on Instagram for behind the scenes and life stuff. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.